Hi.
Hi, Mel.
Good morning. Thank you for letting me do this. I would like to first give a deep thankfulness to my teacher, Grandfather Rainbow Eagle, as well as his walk beside Mary Rainbow Snake Woman and Grandmother Sky. Nitakayo Oyasin Aho. We are all related, we are all one family. Great Spirit, Mother Earth, Father Sky, Grandmother Moon, Grandfather Sun, and all my relations, the two-legged, the four-legged, those that swim, the winged ones, the creepy crawlers, the fungi, the bacteria kingdom, the crystal and mineral kingdom, the flower and plant people, the tree people, the cloud people, and the star nation. We welcome and honor you and ask for your presence and blessings now at this ceremony to honor all that is. Please stand and face east. East, spirits, energies, and animals of the East, we ask that you honor us with your presence and bless this ceremony. East that represents sunrise, morning, new beginnings, illumination, the mental plane, and springtime. East that is represented by eagle that flies higher than any other bird and brings illumination from the spirit world. Strong, mighty elk also represents the energies of the East. Thank you for your presence here now. Please turn to your right. South, spirits, energies, and animals of the South, we ask that you honor us with your presence and bless this ceremony. South that represents midday, the fullness of life, the physical plane, green and yellow, joyfulness and summer. South that is represented by coyote, the trickster, the playful otter, and the innocence of porcupine. Frog that brings cleansing and new life and fertility to the beings of earth is also representative of energy from the South. Thank you for your presence here now. Please turn to your right. West, spirits, energies, and animals of the West, we ask that you honor us with your presence and bless this ceremony. West that represents the emotional plane, the end of the journey, completion, attainment of goals, sunset and autumn. West is presented by the strength and introspection of brown bear and the color red. Thank you for your presence here now. Please turn to the right. North, spirits, energies, and animals of the North, we ask that you honor us with your presence and bless this ceremony. North that represents nighttime, the spiritual plane, spiritual attainment, and winter. North that is represented by the color black, white buffalo calf woman, wolf, the teacher, raven, the bringer of magic and healing from the spirit world, owl, guardian of the night, and by buffalo, that symbolizes prayers and abundance. Thank you for your presence here now. Please turn and face your screen. For each other.
I confused me.
Close your eyes. Put your hands over your heart and feel the presence of all these elements within you, honoring each as an element of spirit. Now open your eyes. Take a moment. As you see with the eyes of God, notice God looking back at you.
Everybody? Great.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm practitioner Jean Watson, and I have 3 readings. The first one is from John 6:63. It is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit, and they are life. I ask all blessings, I ask them with reverence of my Mother Earth, of the sky, moon, and sun, my Father. I am old age, the essence of life. I am the source of all happiness. All is peaceful, all is beauty, all is harmony, all is joy. From Anonymous Navajo, 19th, 20th century. And then from the Vintage Science of Mind magazine of 1963, having knowledge that the great I am is ever available gives me increasing capacity to draw upon it and to become inwardly aware of the presence of spirit in life. I am learning to look calmly upon every false condition, seeing through the other side. With spiritual vision, I can move through the obstructions, remove the obstacles, dissolve the conditions that hold me back. I now claim health instead of sickness, wealth instead of poverty, happiness instead of misery. Every thought of fear or limitation is removed from my consciousness. I know that spirit is the center of my being and is absolutely certain of itself. Spirit has complete assurance, and that gives me complete assurance that all is well, right here and right now. Knowing as I lift my thoughts and speak my word, Spirit always answers. I am never without the wisdom and guidance I need. And our affirmation, I will read through and then we will say it together. I greet this day with joy and possibility.
I greet this day with joy and possibility.
Every moment is a new beginning.
Every moment is a new beginning.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you, Jean. Good morning. I'm Joseph Salad, the music director here. And this morning, it's a pleasure, my pleasure, to be welcoming back and introducing Anita Hett and Cathy Lameroux. They are sisters, born and raised in Santa Fe, and they come from a talented and musical family. Together, they perform as the duo Two String. They are both professionals, and Cathy is currently teaching at the community college, and I believe Anita is at the hospital.
I'm at the hospital and at Monte del Sol Charter
As well as Monte del Sol Charter School. So please welcome Anita and Cathy. And they're sharing 2 new songs written by Cathy.
No.
Thank you. Hello. And you want to turn that off? Technology. And we're always so happy to have Joseph join us. He is just amazing.
Cathy wrote this song. It's epic. But the third verse brightens everything up. Just telling you.
It does, yeah. So be patient. Sky doesn't look so clear today. Clouds roll in as they swallow the light, slicing my rendition of a perfect day. My thoughts lie there in a dark place, in a funky space. Sky doesn't look so clear today. Is it in my head or reality? Piercing through my soul as I deliberate. My thine eyes, their premonition, a new direction. Tossing in my sleep, traveling through the night. The fears that fill my dreams can't be banished by the night. Can't be banished by the night. Can't be banished by the night. By the sky doesn't look so clear today. Doesn't really matter if the clouds are gray. Sun shines deep inside of me. My thoughts lie there. My thoughts lie there. My thoughts
But when you have a little something to say.
yeah.
A little something, something. That's okay. I'm going over here. Good morning, every day.
Good morning, Reverend Ann.
So when are we new?
Every day.
Every moment. Every moment, every day, now. Did y'all get up feeling new this morning?
Yes.
5 of you did. Well, there's no time like the present to feel new. Especially if we're going to take a look at your and my 100%. Because we've got to be new in order to recognize that our 100% is our 100%.
That's right.
And it doesn't take anything away from anybody else. You know, some of us grew up with people who meant to be helpful, who may have suggested that, you know, to think about having more of something, let's say. Even if at the time it was a bike or a skateboard, or thank God we didn't have skateboards when I was trying. Or a TV when other families were starting to get TVs. Or whatever the next new dazzly thing, shiny thing was. And we were told in no uncertain terms that that was selfish, that that wasn't taking into consideration the people in the world who didn't have anything, and that we should, this is the worst part, be ashamed of ourselves. So I think it's time we learn a new story.
Amen.
I think it's time that we learn that our good benefits everybody. I think it's time that we learn that whatever we have, and whatever flows into our life and flows through our life benefits everybody. Now, we may not see it. That is, gosh darn it, that's the hard part, because we don't necessarily see it. We don't necessarily experience it. We look at other people's situations and circumstances and we go, well, how can that be? How can people be suffering for any number of reasons and my good serve them? Sometimes you just have to trust me. Because this philosophy teaches. And right now, I am the spokesperson for it. This philosophy teaches that we are all one. This philosophy teaches that there is one life, one power, one presence, one love, one exquisitely giving, amazingly filled with potential and possibility life. And since we are all one, we are all that.
Yes.
Now hang on to your shoelaces. I'm not saying that we are all that that is. What I am saying is that we are only that. So what's the difference? If we aren't all that that is, but we are only that, how come we aren't all that that is? Well, have we figured out the pure potential and possibility for everything in the world?
No.
Not yet anyway, right? Have we figured out how as a minister that once was very important in my life would say, how kidneys kid and livers live? Have we figured it out? No. We can read all of the books on biology that we want. We can read all of the studies on science that we want, and we still won't know everything. Because everything, contrary to what the people who decide who gets a patent and who doesn't. In 1912, they decided that everything that would ever be invented had already been invented, and so there was no reason to have a patent department anymore. Ridiculous, right? Ridiculous. I mean, look, just think about two things that come to mind that have been invented since 1912. It's got, everything that had been invented by then was great and was helpful, I think, maybe. But it hardly included everything that's been invented ever since. And even then, one of my favorite stories is about Johnny, who was in kindergarten. And they all had an assignment. This was, decades later. They all had an assignment to bring to class. All of the kindergartners had an assignment to bring to class the thing that they thought was the best invention that had ever happened. And one by one, they were called on by the teacher, and they came up and they presented either a picture of or a replica of, whatever it was, their idea of the best invention. And somebody brought a telephone, and somebody brought a model of an airplane, and somebody brought a model of a car, and so on. You get the idea. And Johnny brought a thermos. A thermos. Johnny brought a thermos. And so the teacher is standing there, and she sees Johnny with his thermos, and she says, and all of these other things have already been presented: airplane, automobile, telephone. So with all of the composure she could muster, she says to Johnny, "Okay, Johnny, tell us why a thermos is the best invention made so far." And he said, "Well, it keeps hot things hot." And everybody agreed. And he said, "And it keeps cold things cold." And everybody agreed. And he said, "Well, how do it know?" How do it know? How do we know? How do we know the good our good does? How do we know that all that we are is this extraordinary life? Spirit, higher power, universe, George, Stanley, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. We and hundreds of other cultures refer to God, refer to Great Spirit, refer to the higher power, refer to the same thing by many names.
Yes.
Who cares?
Right.
Really. It's the name that matters to us. Not the name that matters to anybody else. It's the name that matters to us. So getting back to our 100%. if we think about our favorite dessert. No, wait. First, to be politically correct, I have to make sure that everybody in the room likes dessert. So does everybody like dessert?
Yes.
All right. So think about your favorite dessert. Doesn't matter what it is. I'm not going to ask you what it is. Maybe you even have more than one.
Yes.
And picture not a serving, but the whole thing. Whether it's a cake, or an eclair, or all of the flavors in Baskin Robbins, whatever your favorite dessert is, picture the whole thing. That is your 100%. And everyone has the same 100%, not the same dessert, because they may not pick that dessert. But everyone has the same opportunity, the same gift, and actually it's a gift that keeps on giving. We all have the same. We don't have a portion. We have 100% of our 100%.
Right.
Now, once again, our committee, our monkey mind, whoever that is wanting to run away with our awareness right now may go, doop, doop, doop. But what about those people who barely have anything or may not have anything right now, or whatever those thoughts are? Am I disregarding them?
No.
Am I saying, right. Am I saying that they are an exception?
No.
So then, what's going on? How come it doesn't look like they have 100% when we can look at our lives possibly and say, well, at least I can identify 80% or 75%. I said to a friend of ours that we were having dinner last night with, that was a weird sentence. She asked me what my talk title was today. And I told her, you're 100%. She said, is it Y-O-U''RE or Y-O-U-R? I said, no, it's Y-O-U-R. Now, fortunately, we were at the end of our evening. We were all getting ready to walk to our cars. We were already outside because what she said next, I would have been really tempted to take on. What she said next is, well, I'm really glad to have 85%. Well, we have what we believe we have.
Exactly.
It has nothing to do with the truth. It has nothing to do with what we walk around with every single day and what we breathe in and out with every single moment. It is the truth of who we are and all that we are and all that we can be and have and do and bring and give. But we have exactly what we believe we have.
Yes.
Not that we have drawn a line in the sand and said, no, I'm only willing to accept this much. Well, maybe some of us have. It's that our beliefs, if we have limiting thoughts, we have held those thoughts long enough for buy-in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what buy-in means? Buy-in means that we took the Kool-Aid. Buy-in means that we have swallowed this falsehood about what we are, what we're entitled to, what we're capable of, who we can be, how we can be. We've swallowed it whole. And we really haven't done too much to make it different. And how we can tell, now I'm not saying that we aren't doing our spiritual work. We are doing our spiritual work, and we wouldn't be showing up here, and you guys wouldn't be having conversations with me, and none of that would be going on. In fact, if we weren't doing our spiritual work, Everyday Center for Spiritual Living in Santa Fe, New Mexico would not exist. Because it is a reflection of our spiritual work, of our consciousness, and of our determination to think and believe differently.
Right.
Because why? Because we know we can.
Yep.
It's not a mystery. There's no secret code or master key or certain degree you have to hold or books you have to read. No, it's available to everybody, which is one of the beauties of this philosophy. We recognize that there are no exceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can tell you all day long that there are no exceptions, and if you believe except you, there's nothing I can do about it. I can keep telling you that there are no exceptions, including you. I can keep telling you that all that you are and all that you are here with the opportunity to be and all that you are here to reveal is golden already. And if you don't believe it, it doesn't matter how often I say it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. Until and when you're ready to open that window just the tiniest bit, or to stick your toe in that door just the tiniest bit, to make way for there to be an influx and an exchange of fresh air and fresh ideas and fresh awareness and fresh insight and fresh energy. Exactly.
Oh, sorry. I was yelling at my cat.
Well, actually, it was perfect. Until and when we are ready to make that much room in us. That much. It's not that there is this higher power, that there is this spirit that there is this God that is holding back. I want you to really get this. There is no holding back. There is no punishment. There is no judgment. There is none of that nonsense.
Right.
If anything, Spirit keeps going like this. Come on, let's go. Let's get over this nonsense. Let's let go of the lies. Let's let go of the stories that other people made up about us or other people, or are even doing it now. Let's let go of that. Let's move on. Let's close that chapter. Let's bless and release all those people who thought they were being so helpful. I have to think they thought they were being helpful. Because why else? Why else would anybody in the world say some of that stuff to a child?
Right.
Really? It had to be for our own good. Which, well, of course, was a statement I heard many times. You want to hear something for your own good? Get out of your own way.
That's right. Amen.
Let the good in. You can trust it. Let the good in. It's not selfish. Let the good in. It's the only way that we can feel equipped to give, to support, to uplift others. Let the good in. It's all there for us. It has already been given. As Ernest Holmes and others said many times, the banquet is set. And it is replenished and replenished inexhaustibly. Let the good in. The first song that Anita and Cathy shared with us this morning was so perfect because the person that they were speaking about, the experience they were speaking about, was someone who was looking at externals, so was looking at a gray sky, and then was listening to their committee, who was telling them all the reasons that gloom and doom is the only thing to be thinking about right now. Mm. And there's a lot of people that want to tell us that right now. Me? I don't buy it.
Right.
I'm not buying it. And nobody can make me buy it. Because I know better. Right. I know what I believe, which is all that I can share with you. I know what I believe. I know this teaching. I know what has been given to all of us, or we wouldn't be here.
Right.
It is the reason we were born. Whether or not we believe it, whether or not we accept it, whether or not we let the good in, is up to us. Right. So your homework is to see just how much good you can let in. And I want you to stretch it. You know, really keep your foot on the gas. And just see how much good you can let in. How much good you can allow yourself to feel. How much joy you can allow yourself to communicate. How much love you can just spread around. And so it is.
And so it is.
I'm going to let you do this. This is why I'm not the tech person. Oh, I forgot something important.
I know what it was.
Would the ushers join me, please? Because I'm going to let some good in.
That's right.
Oh. I'll tell you in a moment about our conscious giving. You all know about it anyway. What I want to do first is bless Dan and Jack service in this very sacred way. For what I know is that by sharing the opportunity to give, whether it's putting something in the basket or just touching the basket to share our energy, which I encourage you all to do, you are serving this community in ways you can't even imagine. And we are so grateful. And so it is.
And so it is.
Excuse us, Misty.
So in that same gratitude, I speak this word and I lift our awareness to a consciousness of abundance that is ever flowing and ever growing. What I know is that these gifts not only support the Everyday Center for Spiritual Living, but through the Everyday Center for Spiritual Living, these gifts support our service providers, everyone who receives even so much as $1 from the Everyday Center for Spiritual Living is blessed, and that blessing is pushed down, multiplied, and overflowing. Please say with me our sharing affirmation.
The love of Spirit.
Spirit blesses and multiplies
All that I am. All that I have. All that I give. And all that I receive abundantly.
And so it is. You can give these to Jack.
As Reverend Ann said, spread a little love. And that happens to be the name of my next song. Right off the press.
Hot off the press.
Yes. And it is my power song. It is our power song.
And it is also a call and response. So feel, if the spirit moves you, feel free to join in.
Are you ready? Better get ready. Better get ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? Make our voices heard. Make our voices heard. Sing, are you ready? Are you ready? Get your mind assured. Get your mind assured. Just stand there. Close your eyes and not say a word. We got the power. We got the power. We got the vision. We got the vision. This world we live in. This world we live in. For a brand new day. For a brand new day. Let's make yourself. Oh, don't be shy. Don't you be shy. We're gonna spread this love around by and by. As we will raise our voices in common prayer, spread our joy, share it everywhere. Focus on what unites us. Forgive things that divide us. Spread a little love. Spread a little love. Spread a little love around. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Better get ready. Yes, I'm ready. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Empower your world. Empower our world. We got each other. We got each other. Oh, our sisters and brothers. Our sisters and brothers. Let them love. Spread the love and rise above. And we will raise our voices in common prayer. Spread our joy, share it everywhere. Focus on what unites us. Forgive things that divide us. Spread a little love. Spread a little love. Spread a little love
Oh my God.